freaking date. Guys, does that mean anything anymore? The first date? I mean, is my pussy got to be a hoagie on our first date? I'll tell you what does. I'll tell you what does mean something. He took me out to dinner to In-N-Out. I'm sorry, guys, that is not a very good foreplay restaurant. I mean, I think the name should speak for itself. In-N-Out? Are you serious? Thirdly, we ate for free because his mom works the drive-thru there. I mean, he got his triple bypass cheeseburger all the way, so what's he complaining about? I'd like to start off with my impersonation of Jeff Foxworthy. If your family buries you when you die in a Costco casket, you might be related to Honey Boo Boo. You might be a redneck. Costco, I swear to God, I'm not making this up, is selling caskets. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And if your family buries you in a Costco casket when you die, you'd think you'd be pissed, wouldn't you? But you need to rethink that logic. You need to be thankful, because you were this close to being buried in a cardboard box and they didn't do it. And that's exactly where Walmart's going to go to try to compete with Costco on this. I can just hear them now sitting around in the Bentonville home office. And by the way, ladies, it's all men in Walmart's home office. They don't promote women like they should. We got to do something about that. But they're all sitting around going, shit, Costco beat us to the punch. They're selling caskets. How did we not think of that? Little Jimmy from the mailroom in the back pipes up. He's trying to get on the inside track. Hey guys, I got a great idea. Can I pitch it to you, please? Can I pitch it to you? All right, Jimmy, you got 30 seconds, but it better be good. Go. Well, see, we got all these Frigidaire boxes piling up behind all of our stores. What a waste. Why don't we just shoot a coat of sparkle paint on them, throw some NASCAR images on the side? I'm thinking price point $89.95. And we could even throw in like a 1-month free burial plot out behind the RV. Jimmy, you're a genius. You're going places with Walmart, kid. How do you feel about oppressing workers and discriminating against women? So, you'd have to be. I'm thinking, why stop with the casket? Why not hold the whole funeral at Costco? You got everything covered. You know, you got the reception covered with the food court, the popular Costco pizza and hot dogs. You'd never have a low turnout to your funeral because half the neighborhood's already there. You know, the other half's at Walmart. People be pushing their cart down the pet food aisle, getting their crate of Alpo. Is that Connie? Connie Bryan? Oh, look, she was such an animal lover laid out on the pet food aisle. God, she looks so cramped in the fetal position of that casket. Yeah, that's because they make them in China, you know. Heavens, she was tall. You know, strange thing. She's right. Most of her height was in her Adam's apple. That's this weird, you know. You wouldn't have to even hire a priest. Just have the store manager do the eulogy. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here on aisle 122 pet food to remember Connie Bryan. And, you know, Connie wanted to have her funeral here because we treat our employees right and we promote women. And also, we want you to know her funeral is being brought to you by Acme self-cleaning kitty litter boxes. And buy one, get one free on Kleenex.
I went to Costa Rica, guys, over Christmas. Costa Rica was great, man. The food in Costa Rica was really good, too. The food in Costa Rica is exactly like the food we have here in LA. You just add flies. That's what I figured out. I couldn't understand shit down there because I don't speak Spanish, and their English is so broken that I couldn't understand a thing. Like the guy at our hotel was trying to tell me that we had Wi-Fi in the room. He said, "We have Wi-Fi." I'm like, I'll definitely take an eighth of that. Fuck yeah. Order that shit up. So I popped the question down there in Costa Rica. Thank you guys. That's right. Thank you. I asked for. Surprisingly, she was like, "Sure, let me just go ahead and strap this thing on." So that was a painful morning. Yep. Especially because I've been dealing with a prostate infection. Boy, that is painful.
Oh my God.
Oh, I had to go to the doctor. The doctor looks at me and says, "Is it painful when you eject?" I was like, "Well, doc, I'm always alone and crying when that happens, so you tell me, right? Tough guy." So the way it works is you go there, and the first thing he says is, "All right, turn around. I'm going to massage your prostate." And that's bad. And I always try to bring a little comedy into everything bad in my life. So I said, "Well, hey, how about a reach around with that, doc?" I got it as a Groupon. I figured, you know what? You don't ask, you don't get. He was like, no reach around. I was like, all right. So what I did was, when he was behind me doing it, I just, right up front, I started doing it myself, waxing it. You will catch a medical doctor off guard. He was like, oh, Brad, what are you doing? I was like, bucket list, doc, that's my bucket list, cross that off. Thank you for laughing. I never get that response. It's usually stone-faced. When people see me do stand-up, their response is, hey dude, don't quit your day job. But then they see me at my day job, they're like, you know what, quit both. Quit both. 2 days ago, this guy goes, hey, you gonna cut your hair? I said, no, because then I'd have to rely on my jokes. I don't want to do that, guys.
What a silly expression anyway, isn't it? Going all the way, like it's some long trip somewhere. Did you go all the way? No, we tried, but he kept having to stop and ask for directions. And this is the perfect case in point for the difference between the sexes. We both understand the analogy of the long trip. Well, actually, women struggle with that too, don't they? But it's usually a very short trip. But the problem is we don't both see the payoff at the destination. The man sees the destination as a grand destination, the Grand Canyon, if you will. He doesn't get to go there very often. Oh, he's seen lots of pictures in porn, but that's not the same as actually being there and looking over the edge. The man is afraid when he gets inside the Grand Canyon. He'll feel small and insignificant, but when you look at the Grand Canyon, you do. You feel small and insignificant. And there's always the chance that she'll go and anyway, right? We will. I will. When you're a comic, one of the things I've noticed is people love to ask you one question all the time when they meet you and find out you do comedy. We have a lot of comics here today. You find that they like to ask you who your favorite comic is? Yeah. One of my favorite comedians, it's hard to pick one, is Bill Maher. Do you guys like Bill Maher?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Not because I'm a doper or anything like that, because I'm definitely not down with his legalize every drug on the planet mantra. But I do agree with Bill that it's time we try something different. And I agree with Bill it's time we try something radically different from the way things have been. How about we try this? Setting the right example for young people. How about we send a message loud and clear? You do drugs for recreation, you're a loser. That being said, I feel kind of conflicted about meth. Methamphetamine. I feel kind of patriotic about it because it's the only thing left that Americans still proudly manufacture. I mean, just wait. We were talking about Walmart a while ago. Just wait till the Chinese get a hold of our meth. The way they've stolen every other manufacturing job we've ever had. They'll be making meth cheaper and better. You think Walmart's tweaker central now, just wait. And marijuana. More and more studies are showing you don't even want your kids doing pot in 2013 because it's nothing like it used to be back in the 60s. Studies are showing, it's so much stronger now. Studies are showing that marijuana causes brain damage when used while the brain is still developing. Did you know that? And we now know the brain is still developing to age 25 unless you live in southern states. And then it's about age 5, as we've recently seen with Honey Boo Boo.
It's pretty bad. That's right, it's bad. I just did a show with Hooters, for Christ's sake. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of backhanded compliments. This lady goes, hey, you have the face of Art Garfunkel and the body of Barbara Streisand. I said, you Grandma, why stop coming to my shows, okay, if that's what you're going to say. I have a lot of stress. That's what my doctor said. I also have a lot of anxiety in my life, especially about sex. Dates back to the beginning. The first time I lost my virginity, I put that condom on. I came in the condom right away. So that has been around for many years. So now has manifested itself to where I use Viagra, and I love it. The worst part about Viagra is getting it, because you've got to ask for that. That's embarrassing, but I throw it right out there. I'm like, all right, doc, I just get nervous, okay? I put the condom on and lose my erection. He was like, Brad, you're in the dentist chair right now. Just gonna clean those teeth, buddy. You can put that away and zip up your pants for me, please. Thank you.
How many of you guys come from a religious family like me? Anybody come from a religious family? Yeah. You guys remember Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter? Yeah. May he rest in peace. I really really miss him. Whenever I visit my family, it's like an episode of the crocodile hunter. It's like, shh. Now kids, don't try this at home. The only reason I can do this is because of my many years of experience dealing with other scary creatures, like the Egyptian cobra and the Nile crocodile. I'm about to get up close and personal with a creature even scarier than that, the Southern Baptist.
White people know a lot of words to rap songs, and that hurts my feelings because I don't know a lot. I love rap, love it through and through, but I only know the hooks. You know, gold all in my chain, gold all in my ring. I know that kind of shit. I don't know what he's saying when he's saying the words, so it always hurts my feelings when a white person says the words to the song. So what I've done to counter that, because I got to keep the balance in my life, is I know songs that I should know, like, if you start me up, and never stop, shit like that. I was walking here, I caught the bus, and I walked on Hollywood Boulevard, and John Tesh has the star of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I always say that to say, I feel bad as a black man that people don't know that I know who John Tesh is. That's like, nobody cares that I know that, though. That's the thing. Like, nobody gives a f*** if a black guy from South Central Los Angeles knows who the f*** John Tesh is. But I be wanting to explain to them, like, he did the NBA on NBC song. I want people to know that I know that. Like, it says that I'm smart, you know?
When I came back here, my car was broken down. I had to call like a taxi cab. It was like the first time since I was in Chicago that I actually called a taxi cab. Like, and it was this foreign dude who was like super behind on like pop culture. Like he thought like he understood like American culture, but he was like 15 years behind. Like he was more behind than like those Now infomercials. Remember Now? Like those CD commercials?
Like now, it's all the greatest hits. It's now 2013. It's now the Bahaman Who Let the Dogs Out. All the most current hits. It's now 2013. It's Weezer, Hash Pipe.
Like all it is, like those songs came out when I got my first erection. It's like these infomercials are outdated. This guy was more behind than those though. And you know, I had a conversation with him. I told him I wanted to become a comedian. And he was just like,
So, you want to be comedian now? Like comedian extraordinaire Billy Crystal? No one is as funny, no one. You thought City Slickers 1 was funny. Wait till you see City Slickers 2. His friends gets the wrong girls pregnant. You're in deep shit caca now, man.
Let's make some noise for Connie Bryan.
Thank you very much. I'm Connie Bryan. Can I get real with you guys up here in this? All right? Do I have to be politically correct and say what's popular? Because there's some heavy shit that we need to talk about. We live in an age where we carry the world in our pocket, don't we? We think we're hot shit. We got an answer for everything. Google it. We got GPS devices coming out of our asses. And we've lost our moral compass in America for some time now. And I'm not talking about religious morals, don't get me wrong. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about community morals, human values, the golden rule, citizenship. You ask a kid today what citizenship means, they look at you like you're an asshole, right? They go, huh, when I jack you with my 9 and take your citizen watch, citizenship. And we wonder why we have such an ugly, violent culture culture in America, getting worse every year. You see the talking heads, you know, on O'Reilly and CNN and everybody, Piers Morgan, all sitting around scratching their heads, wondering why we have growing numbers of school shootings like Columbine. And I sit around wondering why we wonder why. It's obvious to Honey Boo Boo why. Because we're not teaching morals and values to our kids in school anymore. Yet, we're giving condoms to children in junior high school. And the philosophy behind this shit, and I shit you not, isn't that a funny expression on a side note? I shit you not. I'm not shitting on you when I tell you this. Thank you very much. You'd be surprised how many people shit on me every day when they talk to me. Thank you for that.
As hard as I try, I still have not found the right guy, or even a guy that's even a guy that's usually right. Yeah, but I'm holding out, and people say that's your problem. You know, you need to lower your standards. Right. I need to lower my standards. And how's that working out for you, Einstein? You know, having a totally fucked up relationship as opposed to no relationship at all. How's that working out for you? I think I'll keep my standards right where they're at because I really don't think they're that high, and I'll share them with you. I'm holding out for a guy who's capable of thinking about more than 3 things: sex, sports, and ladies, you thought that was the only 2, but there's a 3rd one: sex with himself.
But I kid you not, the philosophy behind this is, well, the kids are going to be having sex. Wait. Don't you mean the kids with bad parents? No, the kids are going to be having sex, so get with the program. All right? So we need to make sure they can all have sex and know how to do so safely. No. Right. Condoms rarely break, and sex education should just be about teaching little children how to hold back the Well, who are you, Miss Self-Righteous, to say what's right for everybody else? You clearly don't understand the high concept of moral relativism. No, I understand you're high, all right. And we should probably put that moral relativism of yours back up your where it came from. Back up there with the herpes and gonorrhea that it probably gave you in the first place, you know? Moral relativism is this that tries to say there are no boundaries. There are no absolutes, and that's bullshit. There are. One of them is children don't need to be having sex.
Oh, so I'm a now. I get it. Yeah, God. All you do is invite us over every Sunday. You just brag about all the cool stuff your son did. You're a jerk. And you made Stephen Hawking a quadriplegic with a robot voice and a little dick. Jerk move. It's religion, man. It's weird to me. It's like, I personally just think that getting into heaven is a lot like going to church. As long as you dress up and act like you care about being there, no one's going to notice if you're not there all the time. I'm not exactly sure what that joke means either.
Willie confided to me earlier that his mother caught him masturbating. Don't feel bad, Willie. I was caught with my mother masturbating me. My father gave me a high five and then said, "Where's your sister?" That's right, Connie, my poor sister. She's a rape victim. But she forgave me. That's a rape joke.
Yes.
I can tell rape jokes because I'm a rapist.
I actually was thrown out of church at a very young age and told not to come back. And I have no gauge or like any kind of idea what that world's about. I got thrown out and now I'm just morally bankrupt. Like, in this economy, I'm in debt morals.
I'll get that. The phone company threatened to take away my features. How do I look without features? The phone company threatened. It's almost over. I called up the injury hotline. I told the operator I was hurting for cash. You didn't miss anything. Thank you. I called up the black party line. It was off the hook. A 4-year-old wrote this.
Have you noticed, by the way, ladies, have you noticed how guys even like to talk about sex using a sports code? So, Bob, did you hit the big home run with Connie last night? Did you knock the big grand slam out of the park there, big guy? No, but I made it to second base in the first inning, which is bullshit, total rumor. I mean, I was there, I ought to know. I pitched a no-hitter, and that's hard to do. I deserve some kind of Cy Young, don't I? I mean, okay, I'll tell you, he got to first base, but that was just a base on balls, okay? He tried to steal second, and I threw him out. I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm a huge baseball fan, and I really think you guys are onto something with this baseball code as it relates to dating. I really think you guys are onto something. I just think we need to expound on it a little bit. We need to add a few more elements. We need to add managers, umpires, and the instant replay to dating. And this way, follow me here, this way, when things start getting heated up and out of control, my manager could call a timeout and approach the mound, kind of like Bruce Bochy, you know. Listen, honey, okay. I really don't want to pull you out of the game and all, but you're all over the place, okay. You need to settle down. You're pitching way too many pitches and way too many base on balls. What do you want to do? You just want to give him the games at it? You just want to give it to him, okay? And then, when he does try to steal second, the umpire could be right there to make the call. You're out! After which, his manager could come screaming out of his dugout, kicking sand all over the umpire, and what would they do? To solve the problem, they would consult the instant replay, after which it would be clear it was a close call, but he was out before he ever touched the bra strap. Thank you, I'm Connie Bryan.
Yay!
This philosophy of giving out condoms to kids, I'm embarrassed to say, is basically the brainchild of white progressive intelligentsia, who loves to look down their noses at everybody else and think they know what's right. They got this one way the f*** wrong. And I got a question for white progressive intelligentsia. How do you think that policy goes over with the average Hispanic or Asian family? Newsflash, they don't share that philosophy. Little Carmelita comes home to her hard-working Mexican mom and dad with her new Trojan condom. Mira, mamá, papá, mi principal give me condom, tell me si se puede. Yes, we can. Well, it was implied if he didn't say it. Mommy, what does lubricated rib mean? Oh, that means your principal, he is going to have a sex change. What, Mommy? Yeah, mañana morning. You want to watch? You don't want to be the principal at this point. Little Carmelita's mom's going to be camped out the crack of dawn in front of the principal's office the next morning. Her hard-working, strawberry-picking field worker duties placed on indefinite hold for the greater priority of picking the principal's balls, which just came into season overnight. She'll be speaking her most fluent English to make sure he understands. Good morning, principal. Is it true you give my daughter a condom? Tell her si se puede? Well, yeah, okay. It's sex education, okay? It's mandated by the state. It's school policy, okay? Oh, okay, then. Guess what? I'm her mother, and mi policia es no, she can't. As mandated by common sense. You give my daughter a condom again? They may deport me, but not before I castrate you like horny Tijuana donkey. Comprende how you say do?
I named my private part Pride. It's not much, but at least I have my pride. There you go. And it's so childish. Thank you. Do you see the shit they use at fertilizer? Okay, just trying to warm up here. It's almost... I was brought up on charges. See, that's how I was brought up. Is it different? I'll do like a semi-Woody Allen kind of thing. Is it different, the cameraman? Is it different? I'm going to interview you.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, I went to a movie today and then I went straight to video. I'm just trying to get a pace here. You know whose name escapes me? Houdini. Oh, it gets worse. I'm getting stoned right after this. It doesn't matter. You've been pumped.
And in closing, let me just say it might go down a little bit differently with the average Asian family. They might give their daughter just a little more wiggle room. Oh, you want to have sex with boy? He gonna need more than Trojan condom. He gonna need 4.0 grade point average. Accepted into Ivy League college, he better drive a Honda or Toyota. Better not come up here driving no piece of shit. Ford Focus, I don't care if it was the best-selling car in America last year. And you have boy if you get pregnant. You have girl, we sell her cheap at flea market. Thank you very much, I'm Connie Bryan.
And the man knows, he knows that when he gets inside the Grand Canyon, it'll be extremely mysterious. He won't begin to understand it. He's afraid he may even get lost. So what does the man do? Brave explorer that he is, he brings his REI compass watch and GPS. His manhood demands that he complete the journey and go all the way. And what is he motivated by? He can feel the payoff coming, pun intended. He can feel it coming. We women, on the other hand, we're completely different, right? We've taken guys all the way to the Grand Canyon before. We rarely experience any kind of payoff, right? And like I said earlier, it's usually a much shorter trip than we anticipated. And sometimes he does get lost, doesn't he? Why does he get lost? Because he took a totally different route than MapQuest recommended. He was going way the over the speed limit, reckless driving. Where's a cop when you need one? So we women have learned a more practical, economical use of our time is to slow down, stay under the speed limit, and make the long trip alone. Thank you.